Beautiful day this morning. I just wanted to make a quick video because what I wanted to explain is just a realization that I've had recently on just the importance of being able to continue doing the high leverage tasks. And so what I initially did with the pre-sales, I didn't realize that was cutting off. What I was doing with the pre-sales initially was actually just DMing people within my network that I had cultivated over the last, 6 to 12 months of developing the product. And so I realized that most of my sales had come from there, so why not continue to push that and do that? And so my focus for the last few days and the highest leverage task, alongside creating organic content for the brand, is also just genuinely being social with people. So replying to people's DMs, responding to school communities, and just making sure that I keep messaging in the groups and keep trying to network with more people. So right now, I'm going through my network map, which is basically a Google Maps page that I've curated to have different groups of different people that I've connected with, so it's all categorized. And so now I'm just going through and messaging each and every one of them to ask if they can refer one person in their network for me to connect with. And so then over time, if everyone gives me one, or even if half of them give me one, then that's new people I can connect with, and then I can ask them. And so the idea here is that if I can continuously push to try and connect with more and more people will start to understand and be exposed to my brand. And these people are my target audience. So along with the idea of obviously good exposure for the brand, it's also very important to make sure that you actually utilize the internet to be able to connect with people worldwide, because it's such a blessing to have such technology, and it's going to be super high leverage long term if you're a long-term business player. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So I'm going to continue cracking on with that, and then we'll go from there.
No days off.
Alrighty, I thought this would be a good time to actually show you what I'm doing. So at the moment, I'm just writing down some marketing ideas. So we've got pain points here, and we've got the pleasure points here in terms of what's going to be good for ads. Now, the reason I'm doing this is I actually got back from a online business networking coffee catch-up, you could call it, this morning. And so I connected with a guy at a networking event, and he was starting a group for young online business entrepreneurs. And so that's right into my niche, and I actually ended up catching up with a few guys, which was such an awesome conversation and good opportunity, because it was just conversation, one, about business, and two, these people are a few steps ahead in their business journey. And so it allowed me to really get an insight of what's to come and develop those connections with people who've already done the things that I'm looking to do. And so it allows me to really make sure I'm not stuffing up where I don't need to. And one of the key insights I got from there is the fact that I can still move the needle and act with speed without waiting for the product. And I should have realized this sooner. I'm kind of kicking myself for not. But what the point is now is that I'm planning to do advertising and make sure that I can really get those sales in while the product's being done. And so then that way there's less friction when things start to actually move forward. So with that said, I'm probably going to get a better phone just so the camera quality is a lot better for the ads. But here is all the pain points I'm thinking of, and using ChatGPT, which is on my laptop, which you're sitting on right now. And then also opposing pleasures. So what I want to do is really try and put emphasis on the idea of storytelling and how that really influences the customer experience when watching the ad. Because we want the stories to evoke emotion, and we want them to be relatable. Because if these things aren't relatable in the ads, people aren't going to click through. And more importantly, most engaging content these days, particularly with entrepreneurs, is people following those journeys, people seeing those stories and getting inspired and motivated. And so what you want to do is you want to try and make your ads as little like ads as possible. And so you do that by making it a story, you're giving it a narrative, and you show a bit of a timeline. And so what I'm doing here is taking pain points, which you could use to add a little bit of a hook and make it the foundation of the ad, and then you oppose an after trying the product, which is basically the pleasures. So for example, here I've got entrepreneurs might not be wanting to spend too much money on supplements. Maybe that's because they want to reinvest into their business, maybe they want to reinvest into themselves, and cash flow is a little bit tight, but they want to focus on their health. So they're kind of torn between two sides. So that's usually the before. And then you guide them through the story where you talk about your product. You highlight the benefits that relate to that pain point. So you get 9 ingredients within one. Only costs this much, as opposed to paying all this for the same thing just individually, whereas you can get it all in one. It's convenient, it's affordable, and it's high leverage. So then you start to relate the benefits and features to the pain point at the start, and so the story sort of flows and you still keep their attention. Now, when we're talking about the pleasure side of things, this is the after, what you really want their end result to be. This is the change that makes it the story. And so what their pleasure would be having an affordable, high value supplement to save money for their business or save money to invest in themselves. And so that's evidently what the pain point needs to be turned into to make it that pleasure. And what I'm really looking to try and implement is how I can use that element of storytelling to show that my product is that pivotal moment of change for them to have a relatable pain point to then take them to a relatable solution. So I'm pretty much just going to keep writing that down now. I've got work at, what time is it now? I've got work in about 3.5 hours, so things should be good till then. And I'll just keep, oh, my thing's in the way. I'll just keep writing through here, and I've got my smoothie as well. And yeah, I'll leave it there and I'll keep people updated with how the marketing's going.